Hello, my Facebook Live friends and colleagues and family and friends. Oh, got to turn on that light. I forget that sometimes. How y'all doing? It's February 15th, day after Valentine's Day, and we're starting to get this ball rolling here. I want to thank everybody. I sent out a comment on a couple of social media sites of mine, and I asked you guys, what should I talk about? Because I do get very curious about what you're thinking to talk about, not just me. Hi, Mary. We're here again, girlfriend, doing the deal, living the dream. Anyways, so I'm really hyper right now. I don't know why. Probably because I'm really tired. I didn't sleep at all. How many of you had a great, peaceful night last night? Valentine's Day. And how many of you didn't sleep like me? Not because anything bad. I don't know. My head was just going a mile a minute. It would not shut down. So the topic is love, and it's so appropriate after Valentine's Day. But you know what? Lots of not so happy, not so loving events on the news and media right now. It's kind of freaking me out a little bit. It's very sad, and a lot of you have been commenting to me that maybe we should talk about it. So those subjects are heavy. Oh my God, gun mass shootings and guns and gun control. Hi, Lynn Adams. And suicide and all kinds of stuff. We just had another suicide in our neighborhood, middle class America, you know, some affluent, a little bit more affluent areas in the neighboring cities near mine. And we've had like 4 kids commit suicide. One of them that I know for sure wrote a letter about it being related to the pressure of going to college and the pressure that they're in high school to like be excellent and be perfect and keep up with the Joneses. And we're going a little cuckoo with our children these days. So it's really scary to me. So when I saw the shooting again in the high school, I'm going to say that it wasn't surprising. Do you guys feel that way too, where we're starting to get used to these horrible events because they just keep happening so often? Let me know. I know that's not the topic of love, but it's the topic of reality, and we got to get ourselves right here. Like we need to pay attention to what we're teaching our children and giving our children, and are we supporting our children, or are we putting so much pressure on them that they're cracking? You know, at younger and younger ages, they're turning to drugs and alcohol, and also, you know, committing suicide. So I'm going to be on a little panel here in a couple of weeks at a local church talking about how do we help our kids. And this topic is one that we need to teach our children about self-love. So if you're out there and you're just tuning in, I'm Gina Tabrizy. I've got some of my friends here that are on the lives with me weekly. I do this every Thursday night as a public service. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. I've been in the field working, doing therapy and counseling for 32 years. I do work and specialize with addiction and trauma. So I'm not acting as a therapist to you right now. I am just acting as a guide, maybe a mentor, maybe a friend, someone who can share experience, strength, and hope, and give you some hope about all this stuff that we talk about that's so intense and so hard. You guys sent me some really tough subjects that you wanted to talk about, and I'm going to try to tackle them because I'm not afraid. I'll put myself out there. So, you know, this is one where this idea of love is really important to everybody. And of course, after Valentine's Day, it seems so appropriate to talk about. So I am just doing this to help and to be a support to people out there. Maybe you've never been to a counselor, maybe you're afraid of counselors, or think they're a little cuckoo, which, you know, some of us are definitely can be a little certifiable. But I hope this helps you feel a little bit more comfortable of what it might be like to go into a therapist's office. My clients tend to tell me I'm a little different. I maybe don't fit the mold of your typical therapist, but I'm trying to be I'm a real person. I'm trying to be real and authentic and more personable, and that's how I think your therapist should be too. Hi, Maloney. How are you? Yes, and thank you for the yes and the thanks. So here we go. So we're going to talk about love. What's love got to do with it? It's got a lot to do with it. It's got everything to do with it. How do you love yourself? Seems like, oh, this should be a natural thing that happens for everybody. But depending on where you come from in life and depending on your stories and your experiences, hi, Mitchell. Yes, help is needed all around. So, anyways, especially in these days and in these tragedies and the families in Florida and our children and our government, I mean, we are in tragic times. Randy, how much you trying to make? Randy, I don't know what you talking about. So anyways, we were talking about love and the subject of how to love yourself. So depending on where you come from in life, if you came from a family that gave you unconditional love, then what you will experience is great self-esteem. You'll be able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, I'm a pretty decent person. I like myself. I live a good life, live a clean life, whatever it is. But if you come from a place where this is free right now, this is all free, for fun and for free right here, public, live. Your comments are all on social media going live. It's public right now, so and I'm not editing or scripting. If there's anything you don't want me to read, don't put it down there because I'll definitely read it. And the comments I'll get to, I don't hit everybody every time. I try really hard to. So the subject tonight, and again, my name is Gina Tabrizy, and I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. The subject tonight is about love. And I was just describing how, depending where you come from, if you grew up in a home where you didn't receive love, hey, Kelly, Kelly Kettles, my friend and my social media guru, and a great supporter. So if you grew up in a home that was troubled, and you grew up in a home where you were abused, and any kind of abuse, whether that's neglect or physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, then your self-esteem really, really suffered. Okay. Rosie, say hi. So one of the things we've started, because we're sharing the love tonight, this is on the subject of love and loving yourself, is that we'll promote a non-judgmental, kind, loving experience to anyone who's watching. And I'm a big fan of you guys supporting each other. We don't need the hate. We don't need the judgment. We don't need the criticism. If there's anything that isn't for you, then that's okay. You don't need to watch. Why watch and stay and criticize somebody who's trying to just be real, help out, and do some good in the world? I work full time. I'm a mother. I've been working since I'm 16 years old. I provide for my family. I work in my office as a counselor, and that's what I'm going to say about that. And when I'm here, I'm doing this because my clients inspired me to do it. They ask that I put myself out there, that they think there's a lot of people out there that would never ask for help or get into counseling or get into recovery. And they really, my way of sharing the love that my clients have given me. So when you love people, they love you back. And I'm sharing that love with you. They really wanted me to put myself out here. So this is what that's about. And that's all I got to say. How do you learn to love yourself when you grow up having your mother hold a knife to your throat? See, okay, now we're getting real here, Bob. And we're talking about where you come from. Listen, you're not what your parents did to you. So when you come from an abusive home, you have trauma and you're going to carry that with you. And for a child, especially being threatened like that, it makes you feel as if I don't matter. There's something wrong with me. I'm not lovable. I'm defective. These are the thoughts my clients tell me on a daily, and these are thoughts that I've had and that I've struggled with in my life and my own depression. And when someone does that to you, you guys are hearing me, right? Because Bob put up this very serious comment that I'm reading about his mother threatening him with a knife. Her violence, her lack of control, her inability to be a mature, kind, loving person is her shame. And she put that on you. And she made you feel like for some reason that you were not okay. and that you deserve this kind of behavior. No one deserves to be threatened, to be bullied, to be chastised, to be beaten, or to be humiliated in any way, especially not a child. And when she did that and she created that fear in you, then a part of you internalized it and you thought, oh my God, there's something wrong with me. My mother doesn't love me. And when you grow up with that thought, the next thought is, I'm not lovable. I want you to know what she did was not lovable, and she's not lovable in that behavior. I pray that she has changed, and if she hasn't changed, she didn't deserve to have a child in this life to grow and care for when that's the actions that she was going to have towards that child. So for you, it's to start to separate yourself from that mother. It's emotionally and physically to separate yourself. Sometimes people will be like, well, do I have to hate her? And, am I supposed to confront her and all that? That's a personal issue. And you don't have to confront someone to separate from them. But you do have to recognize within yourself, I'm not my mother. My gosh, Randy. Okay. Bye. Thank you so much. And just don't watch, Randy, if it's not for you. Take what you need and leave the rest. I don't know what this $19.99 comment is. I'm not charging anybody. This is Ask Gina Live. I just go on, I turn on Ask Gina, and it starts. So that's all I got to say about that again. So Bob, we're talking about a very serious subject here, and you guys, I want you to send some love to Bob. You're not your mother. You're not what she did to you. You don't deserve. Yeah, move on. You don't deserve to be abused by anyone. And love starts by saying, I'm not her. I didn't deserve that. I was a small child. And because she was incapable of loving me doesn't mean I'm not lovable. Can you hear me on that? So, Bob, I want you to chime back in, okay, and let me know. I'm in a relationship, here's Rosie, with someone 10 years now. He always bullied me. What shall I do to get rid of him? Okay, wow, that's an interesting one. We're married for 10 years with no kids. I don't know why. Not everyone is fake. Yeah, true that, Christina. Thanks for taking the time. Farida's watching. Okay. Rosie, everybody now. Now, Bob, did I answer your question? So chime back in. Good. Of course I would take the time. You deserve that. It's important to tell yourself, I'm not what that person did to me. I'm not a bad person because I had a bad mother. I like who I am. I'm a good person. I'm a decent person. I'm trying to live life, and I have the right to love myself. So start with saying those affirmations to yourself. I know it seems silly or small, but it will change your world to wake up in the morning and to tell yourself, I don't deserve to be hurt. What happened to me in my past doesn't own me, and it's not me. I'm a good person today. I'm not my mother. So keep repeating that to yourself, Bob. And let's get back to Rosie. Are you guys watching, listening, chime in? Please send love to each other. This is a non-judgmental format. And we don't need to, we have enough hatred in the world, enough criticism, enough cynicism. I'm not about that. I don't care what you think or don't think. But I've been doing this for months now. And I don't do it for any other reason that what my clients inspired me to do is, please, Gina, reach out to people that might not be able to get in, might not be able to ever go to a counselor, might not know where to start, might not know who to talk to. So please, love and support each other. And if you got love and support from me, great. And if you don't, turn it off. Go on, go do something else, go to Amazon, go do some shopping, go find somebody you like, okay? Because I'm going to love me today. How do you let go of a narcissistic man? Oh, good. Rosie's listening, and now Darcy chimed in. How do you let go of a narcissistic man that has dragged you down? Oh, yours and Rosie's are very similar. Okay, so listen. Send some love to Bob. Yes, thank you, Lynn. Rosie and Darcy. You choose for yourself what's right. You are not stuck anywhere. In this life, we always have choices. And if we've gotten ourselves into a bad marriage or a bad relationship, we can also get ourselves out. I talk this way and have had this talk with women over and over again about if you're financially strapped and you've put all your financial survival in that man's egg basket, then you got to go get some eggs for yourself. You have to create some safety for yourself so that you can leave. You are never trapped anywhere. It requires for you to stand up and tell the truth and say, I'm unhappy in this relationship. I'm not willing to be abused. I don't deserve to be talked down to. I don't deserve to be looked at like I'm a piece of crap on the bottom of your shoe. All I'm doing is trying to love you, and all you're doing is trying to bully and abuse me, and it hurts. A person who's abusing you, male or female, is trying to get control, and they have control right now because you're buying into what they're saying is the truth, and it's not. People bully you and they shame you because they fear you. You have something that they want that they'll never have. Self-esteem, love, care, strength, beauty, whatever it is that you have that they don't possess, and they feel ashamed. And people who abuse feel shame, and they don't want to feel the pain of what they're doing. So they get uglier, meaner, and louder. You feel me? Okay. Y'all chime in, give some love to Rosie and comments, and Rosie and Darcy, tell me that you're hearing me. You make a choice to leave. Loving yourself is about saying, I will not settle for less than what I deserve. Loving yourself is about saying, I am going to be safe in my own home. I am going to be around people who love and respect me. I am no longer going to tolerate people who belittle me. No matter how they do it, wherever they do it, I'm unwilling to do that with friends, with family, with loved ones, because you know what? No one deserves to be treated that way. And I don't care if it's your mother, brother, father, sister, cousin, in-laws, parents. Did I get everybody? Your kids. You don't deserve to be abused. None of us do. And we don't have the right to abuse other people either. So if we're the perpetrator in this story, we got to take a look at ourselves. Rosie's asking to call. Rosie, I'm doing this live. This is the help that you're going to get from me. You can text me on Messenger, and I will respond to your Messenger. And if I can, I'll refer you to tell you where and how to look up a counselor and work on this stuff one-on-one. You can go to Al-Anon. You can go to Codependence Anonymous. Okay, you can go to meetings that are free, support groups to help you get through this. Okay, you can go to a battered woman's shelter. You can go to a support group for women who are dealing with abuse and being battered. Okay, there's lots of resources for you. You don't have to tolerate this. Are you guys keeping up with me? I'm trying to keep up with you. Women abuse also. Amen. Right. Did you hear me say that, Vince? Yes. Women I've treated and I know have beaten their husbands. I know it's hard for you to believe that, but if the man is healthy and well and refuses to fight back, then the woman can be a perpetrator and abuser too. I've seen it and experienced that in my lifetime. Hey girl, I am a master healer. Okay, we've got a medium and he was interested in being guided. Good for you. It's guidance, love, support for each other here, and listening to the topic. If you relate to it, I want you to shout out and tell me how you relate to what I'm saying right now. Talk to me about what you're struggling with in this. We're talking about love and how to love yourself, okay? Thank you. It's hard to find mental health that's expensive or paid. Incarceration, paid by incarceration. Even little professional help may save a life. Absolutely, 100%. There are free services, though. There's family services throughout the country. It's called Family Services. Here it's called Family Services of Long Beach or Orange County. There's any university throughout the United States. If you go on, they have interns, and they'll do free counseling there. There are community services and county services that will give free counseling, and some therapists have within their own practice some of that as well. You just have to ask. Sometimes that's all you got to do is ask, not be afraid to ask and say, my insurance only covers this much and it don't cover you, and what can you do for me, or refer me to someone who can help me. Don't be afraid to ask, you guys. That's the number one act of loving self. Ask for help. Ask for what you need. Don't be afraid to get what you need in your life. If you grew up and you never got your needs met, no wonder it's so hard for you or for me to have learned to go out and tell people, I need a friend. I need somebody to talk to. I need support right now. I need a good laugh right now. I need somebody to tell me a joke. Lord knows I am long overdue for a joke, you guys. So chime on in there. I actually have a good sense of humor and laugh quite a bit, but on here, I just get so preachy. It's because the things you're sending to me are so amazing and intense and so vulnerable, and I want to give you that love and passion back, that you're giving me. So I hope that helps. Rosie, you deserve better. Get out if he can't change. Amen. Yes, I'm living proof. I told my husband of 30 years to leave due to mentally abused for many years. I had enough. It's doable. Yes, it is doable. Rosie, too. I left my first husband who was emotionally abusive. It is possible. It is about picking yourself up by your bootstraps, taking that beautiful, precious little girl inside of you who says, I don't want to take this no more, and walking her out that door. And gentlemen, it's the same thing. If your wife is holding you hostage somehow, financially hostage, emotionally hostage, maybe she's cheating on you, maybe your partner is still addicted, is out there using substances and you're paying for it. You're taking care of the kids. You're watching the home. You're feeding and dealing with the dogs, and you're paying the bills, and they're out there still running around rampant, using, drinking, thieving, lying, cheating, stealing. Whatever they're doing, that's not about you. You didn't create that. You didn't create anybody's addiction, and it is not yours. It is not yours to fix or to change. Loving yourself is about admitting the powerlessness, okay? Powerlessness. Okay, and I'll send you, Rosie, I'll text. If anybody's watching, send her the 800 number, the link, or we'll send you resources, but you got to look. You got to be willing to look in your area, wherever you're from. I don't know where you're from. I'm in California. There's resources. All you have to do is say, I need them and I want them. And look for the resources for counseling in your area. They are there, I promise you. Okay, is it true that if you have been an abusive relationship that you will attract others the same if you do not heal yourself? Okay, hear that question from Lynn. Financial need, can you help me please? Okay, hear that question from Lynn. If you have been in an abusive relationship, is it true that you will attract others the same if you don't heal yourself? Yes, it's a vicious cycle, you guys. Okay, so if I don't love me and take care of me, I'm going to attract people who don't love me and don't take care of me. Do you hear that? I need you to hear that. But understand this, on a deeper level, this is the hard part for people to get, because we want to believe that we had perfect childhoods. And those of us who had less than a perfect childhood want to believe it wasn't that bad. The story of survivors of any kind of trauma, abuse, neglect, alcoholic home, workaholic home, absent parent, one parent, missing parents, whatever your story was, the story that we want to believe is it wasn't that bad. Other people had it worse. Your experience is powerful. It's what formed you and made you the person that you are. So you can't minimize it by saying, oh, it's not as bad as Nancy next door. She got beat every day. Her mother was a drunk and left them. Her dad was cheating. She was molested. Don't compare your stories to anybody else. That's one way that you're not being kind and loving towards yourself. Love yourself by owning your story. I can't give Rosie, if anybody wants to give more guidance to Rosie, I don't give finances to I can't finance anybody. I got to take care of my own situation with my own kids, and I work hard every day for that. There are family resources and county resources. There are books you can read. If you're on here to get money, you're on the wrong website with the wrong person dealing with the wrong situation. And I send my love to you, Rosie, but I ain't sending a check. So I'm not getting one. I'm not given one, okay? I'm teaching right now, and what I'm teaching is don't look outside of yourself for the answers and the solutions. I'm guiding you, and you're getting information, solution, and answers from me, but you got to choose it for yourself. As long as you look to somebody else to rescue you and save you, then you're never going to be saved. You're always going to be victimized. You're always going to be the victim in the relationship. Does everybody hear that? I couldn't sit there being abused and being in an emotional abusive relationship with my ex-husband and call my parents and say, oh my God, can you get me out of here? Can you send me money so I can get the hell out of this relationship? Yeah, maybe my parents would have done that or could have helped me. In my case, I went to their home and I wound up being in their home, got myself and got back up on my feet. It took like 4 to 5 months. And got out of their house. Okay, that's financial help, but no one's going to rescue you from your situation. Do you understand that? And boy, I lost my train of thought on that one, because I was talking about inner child, grab yourself, heal yourself, love that little girl, love yourself enough to get out of the situation. But we can always change the person we are. Can't change anybody else, can change the person that you are. Don't look to other people to save you. They will never do it. We will always be sorely disappointed because of the expectations that we put on other people, because no one is perfect and no one's going to be, the savior or the hero in the story. You are that person for yourself. Christina, from my own experience, you will know when enough is enough. Until then, you'll make an excuse. Amen. Break the cycle. Amen. You guys got this. So I was talking about how if you learn not to love yourself because you come from all of those traumatic experiences in childhood and you were raised to feel like you didn't matter. And no matter what, even if you had great parents, but you felt like I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I don't get those straight A's, or I'm not that athlete my dad wanted, or I'm a girl, my dad wanted a boy. Even those things can feel traumatic to a child. So don't measure yourself. That's what I was talking about. Don't measure your story to anybody else's story. Yours is so important. It's how you got here. And if in your story of childhood you didn't feel enough, then that's where it broke within you the ability to love yourself. So loving yourself starts with knowing that you matter. It starts with asking for help when you don't know what to do. It starts by putting yourself first and saying, I am worth getting out of any situation. And if I'm not being loved and respected, I don't have to stay here. I don't live here no more. I don't live where I'm not wanted and I'm not taken care of. Send me some love back. Let me know what you're thinking. Keep talking to me and tell me if this resonates with you. How did you get out of your situations? I had to hit a bottom. I had to feel like I was a piece of turd under my ex-husband's shoe. Is how I remember it. I remember saying to him, I feel like a piece of dirt under your shoe. That's how small I feel. And that was low enough for me to sink that I never wanted to sink that low again. And I had to drag myself out of that relationship. It wasn't easy. Loving yourself is knowing when enough is enough. Loving yourself is knowing when the situation that I'm in isn't serving me. It isn't healthy. I'm not happy here anymore. Maybe I've dedicated a lifetime, a decade, to a relationship that isn't moving forward. Maybe that person doesn't want what I want. Maybe that person doesn't respect me anymore, isn't kind, isn't gentle, isn't loving. Maybe they've changed. Or maybe I've changed and I want something different. We got to decide what's real. And when you got kids in this situation, Lord, it gets that much more complicated. You all still there? Because you went real quiet on me. Sometimes I get off. I go off on this thing and I'm talking and I only see myself. So I'm hoping that you're still there and the internet's going. Okay, so I see someone posted from my team, posted our resources. Mary, if you're there, give a thumbs up, or Mitchell, some of my people who are there. Thank you. You guys, it gets so weird. Mary always tells me when it goes quiet, it's because you guys are processing what I'm saying to you, but I'm in shock. I'm like, where'd everybody go? Exactly. When you can only save yourself. The sooner you find the love for yourself, the better off you will be. Think I deserve better. Yes, Christina. Mitchell, yes, listening. Thank you, Mitchell. So I'm going to read a little. I had a beautiful mentor. Here's another way how you love yourself. Thank you, Mary. Surround yourself with people that love you for you, that don't expect you to change or be different, act different, dress different. They like you when your hair's all a mess and your grays are sticking out. Hi, Mimi. My cousin's watching. Be around people who love and support you when you're at your worst, when your heart is broken. Exactly. My mind was processing. When your wrinkles are showing, when you gain weight, lose weight, when you break a leg, when you have cancer. I've been through all of these things. And those are the people that you need to surround yourself with. You learn to love yourself sometimes by having love surround you. Sometimes when you don't know how to love yourself, but your kids love the crap out of you, or your husband does, they're reflecting back to you love, a love that is possible, They're a mirror. They're the mirror for how you should be loving yourself. And sometimes we gotta fake it till we make it, right? Sometimes we've gotta accept other people's love, even though we don't totally believe it. And when they keep loving us, all of a sudden our love pool gets filled up, and we're ready to accept it. And we start to go, maybe I am lovable, because enough people keep telling me that I am. So take that in as one of your lessons. Surround yourself with people that you love. Okay? I know I deserve better. I trusted him. He lied. Francis, Christina, my main thing was to learn how to love my own company. Learning to be by yourself, okay? That is so hard for a lot of us. And women, we're very social creatures. Not that guys aren't, but we like thrive off of that. Like we're the nesters, you know, the ones who bond and we create babies. Obviously, we're used to being, you know, around other humans. It's just our nature. Getting back my own identity from this is so hard. I'm relearning who I really am. When we're in bad relationships, we lose who we are. We forget who we are, and maybe we didn't know who we were in the first place. We chose to be somebody. We were afraid. Sometimes we choose relationships and love because we're scared to be alone, you guys. This is the biggest reason people run into marriage. My first marriage was all about me being afraid I was never going to get married. And if he's listening, he gets to hear that for the first time, because I never said that to his face. So, hello. That would be awesome, actually. It would be amazing if he was watching, because it's been 30 years, okay? So, I didn't know what I deserved. I was young, stupid, foolish, impulsive. My parents were very strict, Catholic, Latin family. I thought I had to be perfect and do everything right. And I just wanted to break free of that. I didn't know how to rebel. I didn't know how to release my spirit from that perfectionism. And so I chose this dude on a motorcycle who was just not right and not well, and was dry, was a dry, probably addict, alcoholic. I'm still not sure to this day. And I ran off like thinking I'm going to run off in the sunset, because I didn't know myself. I didn't know what I was getting into. I just knew I wanted to leave where I was at. But I didn't think enough of myself to choose someone who would love and respect me the way that I deserved. I love your intelligent helping women and sharing what you've experienced in life. Thank you, Nita. What you're telling us is, thank you, Nita. Getting back to my own idea. Okay, thank you, Nita. Thank you, Christina. Oh my God, you and your mom. That's like heaven for me. That's my favorite cousin. Don't tell my other cousins if they're watching. And my other favorite little cousin, Christina. Okay, sorry, I'm having a moment. My daughter asked me, how do I love myself again? I told her one day at a time works for me. Yes. How do you love yourself again? You forgive yourself. We are not perfect. There is not one of us on this planet that is perfect. We are so flawed, and we screw up all day long. But the beauty and the strength in healing is to say to yourself, you know what? I know you didn't do it. Are you guys having a party in Miami and you're all showing up to watch me? That's my other cousin, Sunny. This is crazy. Hi, family. Hi, family. Okay, let me get back into my thing, because I'm all like, I got to be all professional now and all serious because my cousins are watching. Not really. That's the attraction, is I don't act like a freaking therapist. I don't know what a therapist is supposed to act like, but not like this. I act like me. Here's me with my hands flying and my mouth going. Nobody is perfect, and we have to forgive ourselves. We have all screwed up in life in so many ways, and love is about forgiveness. There is no love without forgiveness. And if you love your partner unconditionally, and every time they screw up, you're right there to crack that whip, then that's not love. That's not unconditional love. That's a love that's measured, and it's going to run out. It's got about this far to go. Every time you criticize your partner, forgive and drop the guilt. Amen, Mitchell. Drop that guilt. Drop it. Drop it like a hot. Drop it. Drop it. So every time that you're in relationship and you measure your partner, it's a part of you that's unhappy. You guys got to get this. When you're not happy, you start looking at your partner and you start breaking them down like, he ain't looking so good. He put on some weight, or my wife has not lost that weight since the baby, or my wife talks too much, or I really don't like her hair. I don't like her style. I don't like the way she thinks. I don't think she's that bright. It's something within ourselves. That's a love that's fake. Amen, Christina. It's something within ourselves that we're measuring, that we're not feeling good about. And we start looking at our partner and we start bringing them down so that we can be on equal playing ground. Do you get that? Tell me if you got that and if you understood it. I know I get so passionate and I start going 100 miles an hour. But our self-esteem sometimes, when it's broken, we try to get it from outside of ourselves, from other people, places, and things. Those of you in recovery know what I'm talking about when I say people, places, and things, right? So you go to your partner and you expect them to fill the hole that's in you. Oh my God, SB's watching. This, you guys, this is amazing. These are people I haven't seen and talked to in forever. They're my family, close friends. I love you guys. It's amazing you're watching. I'm going to try not to keep, I'm so excited. Lynn, yes, yes. When you break them down, it's because you're insecure within yourself. When you grab onto a partner because you're lonely, that's what I started talking about 15 minutes ago and I lost it. When you're lonely and you grab a partner, it's because you're not whole within yourself. You can't stand your own company. You don't feel safe by yourself. You get scared. And Julie's watching. Y'all are having a party in Miami and y'all sitting together on that sofa. I know it, smoking cigars or whatever at Julie's house probably, or Raz's house, and you all decided to turn on the dial. So keep watching. This is what I do every week. Esperanza, I love you and I'm so excited that you're watching. So loneliness is something that drags you into bad relationships. When you grab onto a partner because you're not whole within yourself, you're not going to choose right for yourself. If I'm scared to be alone and I attached myself to the first guy, male, woman, whatever you guys are into, and you grab onto them, you're not choosing right for yourself. That is going to be a train wreck. And I already talked to you earlier about my first train wreck and my first marriage because I was scared. I was scared to be alone. I was scared to leave my house at 21. I didn't know that I could do that as a young woman and stand on my own 2 feet. Hey, Joy from New Zealand. How are you? So don't grab onto partners to fill something in yourself that's broken. If you feel less than, you're going to grab onto somebody who's less than. And don't choose less than what you deserve. We often choose people that are messy and think we're going to fix them. This is pretty natural for women to do, but I got to tell you, guys do this all the time. So don't think women are the only ones that are codependent. Lots of men are out there with women who have issues. They're broken because they were sexually abused as children. They deal with mental health issues, depression, addiction. They're bipolar, or they have hormonal dysregulation, like their hormones are going crazy through menopause or early whatever. I went through a lot of that stuff, and I can tell you, my poor husband who's watching, I love that you love being alone, Maria. I love it too, girl. It's like quiet. Nobody bothers me. There's no dogs yapping at me or anybody wanting something from me to fix. I totally hear you, sister. Me too, Maria. I love that you guys love being alone. So and I'm ADD, so I'm like, woo, all over the place. I started talking about this. I lose my train of thought while I'm reading the messages to you. But anyways, it's like I didn't think enough of myself, and I didn't know that I could stand on my own 2 feet. And so I go and I choose a train wreck. That's crazy. That's not love. That is not love. And you know what? If your parents didn't love you, your first partner, boyfriend didn't love you or abused you, which that happens, or the woman of your dreams walked out on you, and you thought she was the woman of my dreams, walked out on you, none of that is necessarily about you. That is your life story. That is the journey that you were meant to walk. And sometimes, if not always, people leave so that something better comes in your life because they weren't happy either. And if they stayed with you and they were not happy, ultimately you were going to be unhappy too. And so I want you to think about that. When people leave you, they may be doing you the greatest favor they've ever done in your life, is to open the door for the possibility to figure out what you really need and how you can really start loving yourself so that you can let go of being treated less than kind and less than loving. You never should take anything less than what you deserve, okay? Good. I love that you love hearing yourself think. Maria, amen. Mitchell, being alone is not so lonely anymore. Amen. Joy, yep, dealt all my life. Now time to live my life. I moved back from Aussie to New Zealand just recently to love myself. You go, girl. I love this. Hey, from Montserrat, love your program. Thanks. Militia? I don't know, but it's pretty. I'm probably not pronouncing it right. So we've been on the subject tonight of loving yourself. God, I've been talking for like 40 minutes straight, but I love it too. All my life, my brothers, my family would always tell me, you talk too much. Well, here you go. Now it's to my advantage that I talk too much, because I can talk and I can learn, I can teach, I can educate, and I can help people and inspire people. And I think that's all I was meant to do anyways. And I think I've always been meant to do it from a young age. So I'm going to read you from a beautiful mentor of mine. Real is better than perfect. Get that in your head. Dorothy Baldwin Satin, she has passed away. She was my mentor and trainer in psychodrama, which is an incredibly amazing group therapy if you can ever check it out. Psychodrama. I know it sounds psycho drama. Yeah, it's intense. I'm going to tell you that. But she was a woman who taught me love. She loved me at a time in my life where I don't think I loved myself very much. She was amazing and elegant and kind and smart, and I looked up to her. And I'm going to be very sensitive about this. So I haven't thought about her in a little bit here, but she's on my heart. So Dorothy wrote in her book, Real is Better Than Perfect, which is my motto, and I try to live by that. To have a healthy relationship, everyone needs to know first how to be happy with themselves. Take time to explore their own needs and get their arms wrapped around themselves. That was a Dorothy. She always used to say, get your arms around yourself, girl. Get yourself right. So get their arms around themselves. When you're looking for a life partner, look for a person who recognizes their own needs and takes care of himself or herself. A person with their arms around themselves. Attract a person with the arms around themselves. If you're looking for someone to take care of and make happy, or someone to take care of you and make you happy, you're a train wreck waiting to happen. Spoken in the words of my Dorothy. So I kept using the word train wreck tonight, and now I'm thinking she inspired me to do so, okay? Love what you said. Letting go is so hard. You go, girl. I love this. You guys, I wanted this always to be about love, support, kindness, diversity, openness. We have enough criticism, hatred, anger, hell. We got enough everything right now in this world. And this is a forum where I'm trying to get right with the world, with myself, with sharing the love that I have inside of me to inspire people. And I want you to do that for each other. And thank you for the hugs. So when you feel love like that, like this woman's been out of my life for a few years now, probably too long, maybe 8, maybe 10. As soon as I think about her, I just am filled with love. No more train wrecks, Mitchell. Be with people that fill you with love, that when you think about them, your heart just opens, that every time you see them, you're amazed and you're happy and you're joyous and you're free. That's real love. Love is not a temporary thing. And if it is, maybe you've chosen the wrong person to love, or maybe it's not love at all. Remember earlier I said, unconditional love doesn't measure. Unconditional love says, I don't put expectations on you. I don't expect you to change for me. You don't have to look a certain way or be a certain way for me to love you. I love the shoot out of you just the way you are. And as you're aging and changing, I still love the shoot out of you. So be a model for that love and accept that kind of love, and don't accept anything less than that. Okay? Christina's saying, learn how to be independent. Don't rely on one person to take care of you. Joy, love makes the world go round. You're a free, beautiful spirit. Thank you, Joy. You are beautiful too. This whole topic has been about loving yourself. I said so many things. I was all over the place. And I want to say to you that love starts in the home. Love starts with you, with your children, with your partner. If you're dating in relationship, it starts in the workplace with your coworkers. It starts in your neighborhood with your neighbors, with the grocery, your mailman, whoever is in your circle of people. And you know what? It's not enough to just love the people that matter to you. You got to love everyone around you because, like Joy's saying, it does spread. Okay, it is infectious to be around people who just come with you with joy and an open heart. We're so judgmental these days, and we're so critical of each other, and we have such high expectations of how we're supposed to be right now in this world. And I'm not down with that. I don't think that's fair at all. I don't know. I mean, I was raised in a way where I was taught to really love everybody, you know, the homeless guy. I mean, I just dropped off a bunch of stuff at this homeless shelter. And every time I walk up, I think, you know, I can see how most women wouldn't walk up into this neighborhood. And I can see why they wouldn't come here and they'd be intimidated. But every time I come in and I talk, these are human beings. These are just people. They look different because they don't have a shower and a place to change and good clothes to put on. Or maybe they're still addicted. And so, you know, they got holes and pots in their face and their teeth are missing or whatever because they're struggling and they're suffering. You know, and I'm not saying you got to go into a neighborhood to spread love if that's not your thing and you don't feel safe and that's not, and your heart doesn't call you to do that. But there's so many ways that we could love each other and be of service to each other. And we limit each other by saying, well, I'll help these people, but I won't help those people. Those people are weird, or I don't like how they look, or they're not my type of people. Like, your heart expands the more you give love out. And when you love people that you didn't expect to, like, love your enemies like thyself. Isn't that in the Bible, you guys? Something like that. Somebody quote it for me, because I know there's somebody out there that could quote that for me properly. But love thy neighbor as thyself, maybe. I'm getting closer. Love the people that you don't even expect to love. Love definitely begins with self. Love the people who have hurt you. Now, that doesn't mean if you've been abused or you were molested or you were beaten, that doesn't mean, oh, I need to go and love them and fix that. No, you can love them from a distance. You can send them love. You can say, I forgive in my heart whatever happened between us. And it will never be the same. But I go with God. I love you as a human being, but I choose not to be in relationship with you. Do you get the difference? I don't want to go against what I was saying earlier. When you're in an abusive relationship, you got to grow and go. You don't need to stay there. You don't need to stay there. Don't stay there. Don't stay where you're not welcome. Don't stay where you're not wanted, okay? And love starts here with the people that you speak to. Even on this live, just doing this for each other, like, I was struggling today. I had a hard day today. It was a long day today, and I was so tired, and I felt like I had given so much out, and I wanted some good to come back in. I'm putting out good into the universe because I want it to come back. And I tell you, I have lots of days where I wake up and I struggle, and I know you guys know that struggle of not feeling good about yourself, not having everything you need, being afraid of finances or your job, being afraid of the future, being afraid of your physical health, whatever that is for you, you know. And I want to say to you that as long as I can, in those challenges and in those struggles, open up and love myself and have a spirit of love and forgiveness for myself and be gentle with myself while I'm struggling. And I give love out even when I am so tired and I don't have it in me, it always comes back, okay? So, and I know that's hard, and I know it sounds hokey and hokey-pokey and all that, but it's true. It is so true. And years I spent in resentment and hurt and anger for people that have hurt me. And not even that long ago, I've had some really serious injuries in the last couple of years from people really, really hurt my heart. And I got to tell you, it did nothing to hold on to any of it. And it broke my heart, and I was so sad. But I got to tell you, there was a divine moment, and in particular, I think about this being estranged from certain people in my life that were I thought, close. And in those moments, when they're coming at me with their anger and their resentment and pointing fingers at me and telling me and putting me down and just saying, I'm not a good person because their perception of me is that I'm not, and that's okay. And I was so dumbfounded, but in that moment, I wept. And in that moment, I asked for forgiveness, even though I didn't know what I had done wrong. And even though their perception of me was so very different than my own, and even though they were coming at me with a resentment that's over 20-something years old, I got on my knees and I said, forgive me. And I got to tell you, it was one of the most powerful feelings I've ever felt. Thank you. Giving back love to me. Thank you. Do you guys get that? Like, hanging on to resentment is crippling. You will never feel love in your heart for yourself or anyone else while you're harboring those resentments. And I've got to tell you, it doesn't mean you're not entitled to feeling angry when people hurt, abuse, lie, cheat, steal you, betray you. Yes, be angry and express that and then let it go, because your heart doesn't have space for that kind of anger and hurt and wounding. It will never grow. And it will affect everybody around you. And holding that resentment makes you ugly. It makes you as bad as the person who's pointing the fingers at you. They're pointing this many, and however you guys, that expression and program, there's one pointing at you and 3 more pointing back at me. You know, when you point your fingers at everybody, look in the mirror and look at yourself first. And no one is here to judge anybody. No one has that right. We are not divine. We're human, flawed, imperfect human beings, okay? This stupid hair is bugging me. And we don't have that right to judge other people. So when you're carrying resentment towards other people, you're just crippling your heart. And you're crippling your ability to move forward. And everyone in your life feels your resentment. Even the people you're not resentful towards, they see it in your face and they feel it on you. They feel that heaviness when you walk into a room. Now you making my cry, but good tears. Thank you. Because I cry all the time, because that's God's miracle juice. Like, it's healing. There's healing properties in tears, and it's okay to let them go. Just like it's okay to be angry, but it's not okay to abuse someone with your anger. And it's not okay to manipulate someone with your tears. Feel it for yourself. Love yourself enough to cry and grieve and let go of the things that don't serve you. Express your anger and hurt because you love yourself enough to let go of those feelings of hurt and resentment and anger within you. And then humble yourself greatly and forgive. I am getting super passionate about this subject. I'm preaching now. So, oh my gosh, forgive. It is so hard when you feel justified in your anger to ask for forgiveness. And God, I've had people directly hurt me, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to forgive. Why should I forgive her? Do you know what she said about me? Do you know what she did about me? And that occupies so much space in my head and sucks the life and oxygen right out of me. And the years that I spent doing that, I feel sorry for me for the years that I sat in resentment and anger. And I forgive myself today for the years that I did that. But I did that because I was insecure. And I did that because I didn't feel good about myself. I love it. I need to hear this so bad. Thank you, Fred Getchell. And I felt like I held on to the resentment because it gave me something to keep me tied and connected to that person, because I didn't feel good about myself for many, many, many years of my life. And people who know me today, that's shocking to them. They're like, oh my God, you're kidding me. Yes, you know, I suffered a lot with self-esteem through my childhood and my young adulthood. And I'm finally getting it as this old woman in my, I don't even know, my mid-50s now. So forgive yourself. Let go of resentment that you have towards other people. You cannot love yourself if you're hanging on to your resentment and your hatred. It will never happen. Forgive the people that harmed you and tell yourself every day, I'm not my mother, father, brother, sister. I am not my family members. If those are the people that have harmed you, I'm not them. I can break the cycle. I can be different. They're addicted or they're angry, they're abusive, they're sex addicts, love addicts, they're whatever they are. I don't have to be that. I can break that cycle. And just because they were not capable doesn't mean I'm not capable of love. I can be capable of anything, okay? It's not possible to have a different past. I'm going to read something else from Dorothy. Real is better than perfect. It's not possible to have a different past, so we might as well accept our own history. We don't, however, have to drag those ghosts around. When the will to know finally overcomes the fear of knowing, then we can begin to deal with the ghosts one by one and start to heal our lives. That's a whole other subject, Miss Dorothy. I'm going to show you a picture of her because she was so adorable. Look at that cute little face. She was like an Italian mama to me. She was like a second mama to me. So, whew, I preached a lot. I'm glad you heard it. I hope something resonated with you. Please forgive. This was about how to love yourself. Thank you. I think it's cool too. I love Dorothy. And I don't know if these are still in print, but you can look it up and try to search it. I haven't in a while. And I might have to track down the gal who actually printed these out for her. And you guys, it's got like little daily affirmation, little daily thoughts for the day things. I know I need to write one of my own, and I will, because there is a God and it will happen, and I will do that. And you guys have put that out into the universe for me before I even probably thought about it for myself. So what I want you to take away with you tonight is I want you to take away that loving yourself means asking for help when you need it. It means being kind to yourself even when you don't want to be. And above all else, forgive yourself for the things that you've done wrong and how you've wronged others. And then forgive others who have wronged you. These are the baby steps for loving yourself. And then practice every day. Thank you, Mitchell. Mitchell, you stay on me about that book, okay? I need that. I need someone to hold me accountable for that, because I've been saying for years, I got to write a book. So, God willing, that will happen. So hold me accountable for that. Love yourself. Tell yourself every day you are an imperfect human being, and imperfect is okay. Real is better than perfect. Be kind and loving to the people in your life and in your home. When you're drawn to anger and hurt and use those words towards your children, I want you to stop yourself and catch yourself. Your children will mimic and do what you do, not what you say. So when you're uncomfortable and you're sad and you're hurting and you're lonely and maybe you're tired and you're frustrated, you don't have the right to take that out on your kids. They don't deserve that, okay? And you're just passing on the ugly that was passed on to you. So give yourself a timeout. I used to love to set a timer and sit in timeout when I was losing it so that I wouldn't do that to my kids, because I made them sit in timeout when they were naughty and they acted out and they talked meanly to me. So think about that, okay? Don't pass on the hatred and the hurt and the anger that you have with yourself onto your children or the people around you, your colleagues, your friends, your bosses, your lovers, your partners. You know, look at yourself in the mirror and say, I got to get right with me. And I will, because I deserve to, because I deserve the love that I have coming for me. I deserve the love of a lifetime. I deserve to be loved the way that I want to. So I hope you guys take that away with you tonight. You guys were so great about sending me topics. I put a picture out there, totally befuddled about what I would talk about tonight. And thanks to you, Christina, my little cousin, I chose her topic. And lots of you sent me topics, and I'm going to write them down. If you have one on your heart right now, send it to me. I'm going to be signing off here in a second. Thank you so much, Maria. I hope you guys watch. I'm Gina Tabrizy. I like that. Give yourself a timeout. I swear to God, I did. I have a little egg beater, and I would sit in the same little chair I made my kids sit in. That's role modeling. What's right for them is right for me. Think about it. It's simple, but it works, okay? That's my phone ringing. Yes, that's right, girl. I don't know who the heck it is. It's probably my husband going, are you done yet? I'm hungry. Let's go. We got to eat now. Thank you. So send me your topics. Like my page, Ask Gina. I have other pages, Harmony Heals Counseling Center. I would love for you to look up my Holistic Counseling Center. And you can messenger me if you have more comments or questions, and I'll get back to you. I'm really good about getting back to you. If I've ever missed you, it's not intentional. I get lost in trying to catch up with all of these, okay, messages. So send me another one. But I would love for you to send topics. Every Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm in California right now. I'm a West Coast girl, but I'm an East Coast girl at heart. I think you're amazing too, SB, and I'm so happy that you are on here, and I'm so proud that you're watching. You and Mary, these are colleagues and friends for many, many years, and my loved ones, my cousins. That it truly touches my heart that you would take the time, and especially with some of the subjects, that I'm talking about, that get a little heavy. So please send me your comments. Please like my page. I am trying to grow it, and then I could do them more, and maybe I could do it as a podcast or a cable show or TV or something. I don't know. Who knows, right? Go big or go home. Just keep dreaming the dream for yourself. And when you say it out loud, when you start to love yourself enough, no dream is too big. You can start to believe in that. I mean, these are things I've dreamt about, being on radio for years and years and years, but I didn't think enough of myself to get there. I've now guested on quite a few radio shows. And who knows, that can happen for me if I put the work and I put the effort and I take action and I believe. That's just a small example. I'm not saying that's true for you. Maybe what's true for you is you want to go back to school and you want to reinvent yourself and start a new career. Then do it. Know that you can do it if you just put those footsteps one in front of the other. Like do you guys ever watch Frosty the Snowman? Christmas time. It's my favorite thing to tell my clients. Just put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking out the door. If you've never seen it, check it out. It's Frosty the Snowman. I loved it. He was very inspirational to me in my childhood. When I was struggling and didn't know what to do, I knew I could be like Frosty and just keep walking, okay? So you all keep walking too. I love you. SB, thank you. And I love you all. I send you nothing but blessing and hope and kindness, and that you be wrapped around with love and serenity and peace right now in this incredibly crazy and frightening time. I love you too, my primita, Christy and Julie. Thank you, Julie, for chiming in and watching. And my cousin Myrna, I'm sending you a big hug. I miss you guys in Miami so much. I'm trying to put a posse together to go to Cuba, because we're Cuban. We're all Cuban. And I'm trying to send a group that's helping women in recovery in Cuba. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I'll let you guys know back home, okay? Thank you, Myrna, for loving me and my work. Can we see your puppy again? Thanks, Mary, for reminding me to bring Bambi up here. He's been so naughty. I can't even tell you. He's been so naughty. You know what? He peed on my curtains. So, okay, final story before I close out is my dog peed on my curtains. Okay, that's really weird and gross, right? For 3 days, my husband, we smelled like something died in this house. And I'm like, honey, it's a rat. Sometimes they crawl in the vents or somewhere and they die. And then your whole house just permeates and you can't find the darn thing, and you have to wait till it disintegrates. Yeah, no, it wasn't that. No, I got close to my curtain. I have a carpet next to this curtain, and it's long and it drags on the floor. And he just helped himself out. He said, you know what? It's late. You went to bed early. I still got to go. And you're not opening the door for me. Okay, sister, I'm going to go right here. You know what? This is a nice carpet. I think I'll choose this. It's nice and soft. And my dog just had at it. And then he went so much that I guess it just went right all the way up into the curtain, because, yeah, it's gross, huh? It really is. But hey, let's get real. We have dogs and children who pee on us, and we got to get over it, and we got to deal with it. And I could get pissed off about it. I was a little bit, but instead I'm like, oh my God, he's a dog. He doesn't know better. I probably should have taken him for a walk last night. That's on me. So curtains down, they're at the dry cleaners. All is well and right in the world of Gina right now. My dogs are crazy. One day I will talk just about my dogs. Y'all will die when you find out the things that my dogs have do. Saludos para Peru. Géminis, cerca de ti. Bravo. Well, you're coming in at the end, so you're going to have to go back. Géminis, vas a tener que volver y mirarlo desde el principio porque ya estamos terminando. Okay. Every Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Back east. What is that for you guys? You guys are later than I always get confused by this. That's 9 o'clock for you guys. Mitchell, it happens, right? Thank you. That would be cool. Dogs are the best. They sure are. I love them. They're so crazy. I do good people. Apparently, I make dogs crazy. But that's another story. I love you guys. have a great night. Send me topics. Don't be shy. Reach out to me. Send me love or talk or, hey, that was fun, or I have some ideas, or what could we talk about again? And I'm going to do another 8. Thank you. Oh, and it's 8 for Martin. Oh, yeah, because, you know, we got to go slowly across the coast all the way, like to New York is 3 hours ahead of me. Ha, love. Thank you, Jimenez. Thank you, Joy. Bye to everybody. I'm going to go live sometime this weekend. It's going to be a surprise. It's going to be spontaneous. Just going to show up. If you feel like it, check it out. If you think this could help a friend or a family member, send it to them. All of my videos are now archived. They're on YouTube under my name, Gina Tabrizy, or Harmony Heals. So tell your friends who are codependent, have resentment, need to forgive, have relationship issues. Say, I got a lady that you can watch and she'll help give you advice, okay? I hope you will do that for me and support me. That's what I need. Have a wonderful night. I'm asking for what I need. Like I told you, love yourself. Ask for what you need. See, role modeling. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. All right. Love you guys. Stay out of the snow, Mitchell. Have a great night. See you sometime this weekend and next Thursday, okay? All right. Keep it real.